Hello everyone. Welcome back to Systematics, Symphony of Species. In this video we are going to talk about another species concept called evolutionary species concept. History of the concept. The evolutionary species concept, ESC, is rooted in the idea that a species is a lineage of populations that evolves separately from others and has its own evolutionary tendencies and historical fate. The concept has ties to the broader understanding of species as entities with unique evolutionary trajectories. While the exact origin of the concept is challenging to pinpoint, it gained prominence in the latter half of the 20th century. The evolutionary species concept emerged in response to the need for a framework that considers the evolutionary dynamics of populations. It gained prominence as scientists sought a perspective that goes beyond the limitations of reproductive isolation or morphological criteria. Evolutionary biologists such as Ernst Mayr and George Gaylord Simpson played influential roles in shaping this concept during the mid-20th century. Idea and philosophy. The core idea behind the evolutionary species concept is that a species is defined by its unique evolutionary history. It emphasizes the role of evolutionary processes, such as natural selection, genetic drift, and adaptation, in shaping the characteristics and fate of a particular lineage. Under this concept, a species is viewed as a population or group of populations that share a common evolutionary fate and are distinguishable from other lineages. Lineage-based definition. The ESC defines a species as a lineage of populations that maintains a unique evolutionary trajectory separate from other lineages. It focuses on the historical aspects of evolution, highlighting the continuity and distinctiveness of genetic and adaptive changes over time. Emphasis on evolutionary processes. Unlike some other species concepts, the ESC emphasizes the importance of evolutionary processes, such as natural selection and adaptation, in shaping the characteristics of a species. Applications. Evolutionary analysis. The ESC is particularly useful in studying and understanding the evolutionary relationships among different lineages. It provides a framework for tracing the historical development of species and their adaptations over time. The ESC is particularly useful in phylogenetic studies where researchers aim to reconstruct the evolutionary history of organisms. By considering the unique evolutionary trajectories of different lineages, scientists can infer relationships and divergence times. Conservation biology. In conservation efforts, the ESC can be valuable for identifying and prioritizing evolutionary significant units, ESUs, or management units. By recognizing distinct evolutionary lineages, conservation strategies can be tailored to preserve unique genetic diversity. Pros. Holistic perspective. The ESC provides a holistic perspective by considering the entire evolutionary history of a lineage. It acknowledges that species are dynamic entities shaped by ongoing evolutionary processes. Emphasis on evolutionary processes. The ESC places a strong emphasis on evolutionary processes, allowing for a deeper understanding of the historical and adaptive significance of a species. Flexibility. It allows for flexibility in defining species boundaries, accommodating cases where traditional criteria, such as reproductive isolation, may not apply or may be difficult to assess. Cons. Operational challenges. Determining the boundaries of evolutionary lineages can be challenging, especially when dealing with cryptic species or cases where morphological or reproductive criteria are not easily applied. Subjectivity. The concept's reliance on the interpretation of evolutionary history may introduce subjectivity, as different researchers might interpret evolutionary patterns differently. Examples. The concept is often applied in studies involving phylogenetics and molecular systematics to elucidate the evolutionary relationships among different populations and species. In conservation, the ESC has been used to identify distinct populations with unique adaptive traits, aiding in the development of targeted conservation strategies. It's essential to note that while the ESC provides a valuable perspective, researchers often use a combination of species concepts to gain a more comprehensive understanding of biodiversity and evolutionary relationships. The choice of a species concept depends on the specific goals of the study and the characteristics of the organisms under investigation. Please share your comments and ideas on evolutionary species concept and subscribe and like if interested. See you in future videos. Thank you for watching.